YouTube, I'm the Spaceman, and I'm just dropping in, landing in your area, checking you out tonight. And I got a few things I'm just going to ramble about or talk about and show in this video. First, let me light my pipe. Smoking my Stanwell Brush Black with some of this Orlick Golden Sliced. And by the way, upon researching this a little bit, this amount of tobacco that's in here, this quantity, did not come from the round tin, the coin tin, whatever you want to call it, the coin shape, the round one. This came from the little square, the small square tin. That's where this golden little label I cut out here, or actually it wasn't, I didn't cut it out, it was, if you open the square tin, I don't think they make it anymore, but it had a piece of paper, which I have in top of that jar, and you actually, no, it had the gold, I think the gold paper or whatever, and you unwrap it, it had that sticking there, holding it together, holding it closed. So I just took that little label off and stuck it on my jar. Kind of came out cool, but I don't think they make that anymore. So tonight I'm just hanging out here, smoking my pipe. It's really good, wonderful golden slice. I have a question for you all to begin the video with, and it's a question about, do you use a filter when you smoke your pipe, or do you not use a filter? I never use a filter. I've never had any problem with that. I've never had any issues with that. The only issue I did have was very, very, very seldomly, was once in a great while when the tobacco would burn all the way down to the bottom of the chamber. Sometimes you could suck a burning ember if it would break loose and come through and hit your tongue or hit your... Very seldomly have I ever had that happen, but it has happened to me. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's kind of creepy. And one time it hit the back. It actually hit my throat one time. It went all the way back, hit my throat. It was like, whoa. Whoa, Nelly. Okay, all right. I was smoking some Cult Blood Red Moon in my Peterson spigot. Red, straight red billiard spigot. Billiard, whatever. Go figure, right? So, this is how I look at it. I don't use a filter because I'm thinking that it's restricting me from getting the full goodness from the tobacco. Everything, you know, oils that are there, whatever, into the flavor, and the getting that full flavor out of that blend. And I think you're kind of like not getting that when you use a filter. There are people who use them for all intent purposes, like, you know, maybe health reasons, I don't know. So if you use one, fine, it's not a big deal. I just don't use one. Another thing is that this is something to ponder. If you smoke cigars, premium cigars, whatever, you're not getting a filter. They don't have a filter on them. You're getting the straight tobacco, right? So why restrict yourself from that with your pipe tobacco? That's just how I look at it. Maybe you can expound on that a little bit and come up with some hold on a second. I love that. So maybe you can come back at me with something, a reason, a good reason why I should be using a filter. I really don't use them. So if you can reiterate on that, do so. But I don't think you'll convince me to use one. So I had a couple boxes that were still over here. I got stuff stacked over here, guys. You'd never, it's just crazy. I got so much stuff over here, and evidently these boxes got waylaid, if you want to call it that, for all intents purposes, using the right term. I don't know. Intent purposes, whatever. I'm getting mixed up my words here. Waylaid, or this is what happens when you're in your 60s, okay? Warning, warning. It's now a senior moment. It's no longer a brain fart. Anyway. So there was a couple boxes over there. And recently I had been looking for a certain blend of tobacco that I had purchased, and I couldn't find it. I'm like, why isn't it in my... Because I always get when I get my new tobaccos and my new tins, I put them over in a certain area until I review them or whatever. Some of them I put away. Most of them I keep out until I review them. So I said, where are they? They disappeared. The house ate them. My house has a good way of eating things. I've got so many little nooks and crannies that I put things in. I mean, there's so many. I got so much stuff that, I'll be going through some old stuff, a box of stuff, and I'll see 2 of my old driver's licenses in there. 'Cause I used to have a tendency to hold on to them just to save them for some reason. And I'll say to myself, I've seen a couple others. I know there's a stash somewhere where I've got the other 5 or 6. And then later on I'll run into that stash and I'll think, now where did I see the other 2 or 3? And I can't remember. One day they'll connect and I'll get them all together in one spot, like concert tickets. Years ago I had a book that I had all my concert tickets in. Believe me, I've been to a lot of concerts, and I had one book, and I made a big mistake of throwing that book out. Oh, was that a mistake? But I did. I said, why do I need to sell? Why do I need to save all my ticket stubs? It's kind of like, it just makes it more of a chore to have. You go to a show to enjoy yourself. And it's okay to save your stub, but what I'm saying is I had to bring it home, enter it into the book, write my review on the concert, put what year. I had different years, categories in the book. Oh, this is from 85, 86, different years. I had pictures of the band, interviews, maybe clippings of interviews from that day they played the show. The previous, or the earlier that day, they did an interview for the radio station. I would have all this in the book, and it wasn't always elaborate, and sometimes just the ticket, and I would write a word about the show, my rating. And but there was some shows I went to where I got up really close and I took pictures of the band, like Quiet Riot. I remember being right up front and taking some really nice shots. Deep Purple, I got some shots right in front of Richie Blackmore, right there, and it was really cool. But I made a mistake of throwing it out. I just had to get rid of a lot of stuff when I was 24, and I just went through all my stuff, and that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. I didn't get rid of everything, but I got rid of a lot of stuff. So anyway, I found these boxes the other day. Well, lo and behold, there was my tobacco. So this is kind of a lost Yabo here, right? Also, I do remember that I ordered 2 of these Cornell and Deal small batch Carolina Red Flake. That's got to be good. So let's see the date. Yeah, it's got the date 8/20/24, August 20th, 2024. It's a year old this August 20th. Not much age, but better than coming hot off the press, right? Well, these are the tobacco press. This is just a flake, so it's not a cake. I don't think it's a crumble cake, is it? Cornell and Deal's small batch blends are handcrafted in small quantities by our expert blenders right here in South Carolina. A blend of the finest heirloom red Virginias from historic Old Belt growing regions. Carolina Red Flake is our tribute to the traditions and heritage of the old tobacco country. Naturally sweet, tangy, and subtly spicy, this pure Virginia blend is minimalist yet strikingly complex, offering a rich, deep, and earthy foundation with undertones of dried grasshoppers, of dried cranberries, orchard grass, and citrusy nuance. Imagine if they did scoop up a few grasshoppers, when they were harvesting tobacco, and they ended up. Well, I don't see how that could happen. You would say it right in the tobacco. You hear from these companies that put out the snacks, and they'll say different snacks and different food products, and you'll read the OSHA, or maybe not OSHA, but the health inspection specs on all that, and they'll say, well, there's so many rat hairs allowed per 100 pounds or per whatever pounds, so many rat hairs and so many bugs or whatever, a bug per 100 pound, whatever. So we all can lay claim to munching on a bug here and there. Anyway, never hurt anybody, right? After all, they sell what they supposed to sell, chocolate covered bumblebees and ants. I've never actually tried them. But speaking of chocolate, I got myself a brownie. I'm eating it with this Gorilla Golden Slice. It's quite delicious. Complements the tobacco well. So there is my Carolina Red Flake. I didn't know. I didn't remember I ordered 2 tins of it. I thought I just had 1 tin. But obviously it's not available anymore. So, I got another box. But the other box is a little different. This one was more for the autumn. It was last fall I ordered it. But I never got around to doing any fall videos or Halloween videos or anything like that. I don't know where I got this from. Oh, Missouri Meerschaum. How nice. Okay, what do we got here? Boy, this tobacco is so good. It's just delicious. So what we got here is an iconic legend corncob pipe. With an ivory bit. This one is okay. No, this isn't a collaboration from Tobacco Pipes and Missouri Meerschaum, as I thought it was. If you haven't heard, you probably know this by now, but Tobacco Pipes, as well as Cup of Joe's, has merged with Pipes and Cigars. If you go to the Pipes Cigars website, they actually have a spot where it says, what did I just say? Cup of Joe's, right? Cup of Joe's. I'll make sure I got that right. Make sure I don't use a major faux pas here. Cup of Joe's. Not smoking pipes or anything like that. Cup of Joe's. And I don't want to mess this up. So they got their little, diagram up there, little design up there of their banner. You click on that and you'll see the tobaccos from Cup of Joe's, and I think Tobacco Pipes did too. I'm pretty sure about that because Tobacco Pipes is not around anymore on their own. So they've now been merged into this one vendor. This Pipes and Cigars has eaten them up, and they now belong to them. Kind of like the record companies did, after the 70s, or maybe at the tail end of the 70s. You got all these record companies, and they just all became like three major labels, ate them all up. And I don't remember, maybe it was Columbia, CBS, I don't remember all the names of them, at the Warner Brothers, maybe Columbia, CBS. There was three major labels. So it was the same kind of thing. So, but Four Noggins is still there. Smoking Pipes is still there. They're one of the big guys, just like as Pipes and Cigars is one of the big guys. But it kind of is concerning a little because, what are we going to do if Pipes and Cigars goes away or Smoking Pipes goes away? I mean, well, we're going to have to get them from, you can get tobacco from other people. It's just, seems like it's a little harder to get certain blends, or it's a little more expensive. So anyway, I got a ivory bit here. I think I got a couple of these, or did I just get one? I got two. I got a straight one, and I got a bent one. So I got those two. And last but not least, I got this blend of tobacco, which is probably rare now. McBaron, Creeper of the Corn. This was supposed to be in a Halloween video that I was supposed to do. This is a spooky blend of Burley, Virginia, and Black Cavendish. This aromatic blend has the perfect balance between sweet and savory, with notes of cinnamon, raisin, and dark rum. The resulting flavor is downright supernatural. Creeper of the Corn. So, yeah, I would imagine, I don't know if McBaron is still making this or not. They might be. They might not be. And some popcorn. Not popcorn. What are you going to call these things? But anyway. that was it. These boxes were sitting over there, patiently waiting for a little Yabo. It's kind of like a lost Yabo, right? But I like this pipe. I like the way it's stained beautifully. Cobs are great smokers. If you don't have a cob, I would recommend you just at least try one, man. Missouri Meerschaum. I mean, these things are great smokers. Watch, it won't go back in the box the way it was in there. It never does, right? Anyway, now I'm getting way late. I'm done fiddling with this. This is a tobacco video, not a fiddle yard. Missouri Meerschaum Company, the original and only manufacturer of Missouri Meerschaum corncob pipes. Yeah, that was the order. Invoice date September 3rd, 2024. Wow, it's been sitting over there a while. You can see how things got delayed on my end of the block. So that's basically what happened, really. So anyway, I wish you all a great Memorial Day weekend. I don't know what you all are doing. I know me, what I'm doing. I got a pizza tonight, a pepperoni pizza with extra cheese. And tomorrow, I'm not really doing anything unless I cook some burgers out for myself. I'm by myself, so. But Sunday, I was invited to a cookout at my sister's. So my nephew's cooking steaks, so I'll be going over there. That should be nice. I just went over there yesterday. My other nephew is visiting from New Jersey. It is very hot down here. It was 94 degrees today. Tonight it's only going down to 72 degrees outside, and it's a little on the humid side. But you can sit out there. Sit out there and have a pipe. It's not going to hurt you. So yeah, I don't know what all you guys are doing for Memorial Day, but try to do something and enjoy yourself and get out of your head for a while and get out of all this. I don't watch the news anymore, and I'm trying to get away from all that junk, everything that's been going on, and it's just terrible. I watched the news last night. That major mistake that was. I'm not even going to talk about it. Just so much hate in the world right now. Just boy, John Lennon spoke some powerful words when he said all we need is love, because right now that's what we need in this world, is more love, people. We don't need to be hating on each other for our ethnic background, or religion, or our political stance, or anything. I don't get into that on my channel. I don't do politics. I've spoken about my faith before, but I don't do the politics things, and I do the things about my faith when I feel the time is right. But I don't my channel is not completely about all that. It comes up though once in a while, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it one bit, and I respect other people's faith as well. So what do we got here? We got Memorial Day, Spring Bank Holiday, UK, except Scotland. Spring Bank Holiday. I'm not even sure what that is. What is Spring Bank Holiday? It's interesting. So, perhaps I'll Google that a little later. I heard AI, having taken, proprietorship or whatever you want to call it of Google, and they come up with the long explanations by AI on a lot of topics you look up. Probably 90% of them. They haven't got it for everyone yet, for every topic. But AI now has some nice explanations of some things. Or the internet is like an encyclopedia, but then you got to watch what sources you're reading from too. So yeah, UK Bank Holiday. I don't know what that's all about. But I'm sitting here looking at another. That's another. Oh, there I go. Got my pipe. That's for the bloopers. So I have about 3 or 4 Pipes and Cigars catalogs that I'm behind on. So I'm not taking the prices seriously or the stock seriously, but I like looking at them because I know a lot of this stuff probably might not even be in stock, and the prices certainly have gone up somewhat. But I like this layout of Savinelli Italian pipes. I love this, of course, Fantasia. The Fantasia, the Sienna, Alligator Green. I just never cared for alligator pipes. I don't know why. Trevi Rustic. Trevi Rustic. Anyway. Scudo Navy Deluxe. Good tobacco. Orla Golden Sliced. Who would have ever thought I would have loved it this much? Approximately, I want to say, probably 8 years ago, I did a review on Peter Heinrich's Golden Sliced, which a lot of people say is the same thing, but I'm not so sure about that. Of course, I opened the tin when it was fresh, brand new. It wasn't aged. I didn't really get a whole lot out of it. It was good, but it wasn't like this. So perhaps if by letting it age, it's still in there aging. So maybe I'll open that again and see. I'll open it, that tin, and I have some in a jar. Let's see what happens. Anyway, Bengal slices. Oh, there's all that Golden Sliced. Three Nuns, Firestorm, Royal Challenge, Gurkha Urban Legend, Crumble Cake, Virginia Perique Crumble Cake by, who is that? I can't really read that. Oh, that print's too small. Okay, I found some 4th generation. It's in a box, and I had opened it previously, and then I resealed it in a plastic, one of them plastic resealable bags that you take the air out of. It's still vacuum sealed. hope. So that should have aged pretty decent for now. I'm going to be opening that soon. We'll see what that's like. That's a small batch Virginia. How's a blend here I want to show you that I also came across in my cellar. 4th generation 1931. This has been aging since July 2015. It still has a great, it's still sealed. It hasn't lost its seal. You have to watch some of these square tins because they've been known to be notorious for losing their seal. But this didn't. Anyway, that'll be coming up on a video. We'll be reviewing that, as well as this Carolina Red Flake small batch. Anyway, I'm at the 31-minute mark, and I don't really have much else to talk about. So I'll see you in the next one. Keep looking up to the sky. There's a spaceman might land in your area next time around. Adios.